Hello and welcome to this video where I will show you how to create and add new extensions to the block editor in dotCMS. But first, let me explain you what a block editor is. It is a block-based content editor where each piece of content is a block, and each block can be customized by its own set of properties and attributes. With remote extensions, you can take the editor even further by coding and adding new extensions to extend its functionality. For example, you can create blocks of YouTube videos or products from your e-commerce stores like Commerce Cloud or Shopify, or any other content from your own API into dotCMS content. To create and add extensions to the block editor in dotCMS, you will need Node.js 16, npm 8 or above, and your terminal. You can download Node.js and npm from nodejs.org. To get started, open your terminal and clone the project from GitHub. Then cd into your project, and from here, you can run npm install. Now, let's open the project in your favorite editor, in my case, VS Code. We're using NX monorepo tools for libraries and apps. In this case, the extensions will be stored in the libs folder because it's a library. We have one, is a demo one, that is called custom blocks and contain multiple files. It contains the custom node, which is the actual block. In this case, the name is custom node, and this block have this method that will render in the block editor, and it's just creating a div, adding some inner HTML with a hello world, and adding some styling. But we also create an extension, and this extension is a button that will allow us to add that block to the block editor. As you can see, we're just creating a button with pure JavaScript, and then when the button clicks, we call this command add hello world that lives in the commands of the editor. And that command, we have to declare it on the node. Basically, you can create this method and return the commands. You can create multiple commands. We only create one. And what it does is insert content, and you have to tell the type of content. In this case, is this.name, which is the name that we get from here. And you can do multiple things, but this is the very basic idea. So you can use as a starting point. Now it's time to build our extension. So let's go back to the terminal. And from here, we're going to run npx nx build and the name of the library. In this case, the name of this library is custom blocks. And that's it. As you can see here, this create this file inside the dist libs custom blocks, and the name of the file is customblock.js. Let's go back to the editor and let's make sure that we have that file right here. So this is the file that we're going to need to extend our block editor. Now it's time to upload the file to dotCMS. So I have this instance of dotCMS running here, and I'm going to Site Manager, Browser. From here, I can create folders and do whatever I want. I'm just going to upload the file to the root of this instance. I'm going to browse for this file. I already have it right here, and I can upload this file. And now the file is here. We can make sure that the file is actually there by just opening localhost 8080 and the name of the file, which is customblocks.js. And here is our file. Now let's go back to dotCMS and let's create a content type with a block editor field. So I'm going to schema content types, and I can click new content, and I'm going to call this my content, and I'm going to create it. So from here, I need to drag and drop a block editor field, and I'm going to call it block. So if we go to content, search all, we now have this content type right here, and we can create content on this content type. So here is my block editor. I can hit slash and create a heading. Hello, this is a title. And I can create, list, item 1, item 2, and so on. Each one of these elements is a block. But now we need to tell dotCMS, hey, we actually have an extension for this block editor. In order to do that, we need to go back to our editor and write some JSON code. And let's create a new file. And I'm going to copy and paste this code. As you can see, it's just simple JSON. You have one property called extension, which is an array of objects. And right now only have one property, which is URL. And the value of that property is the URL of the custom block file that we just upload to dotCMS. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to go back to dotCMS, and we're going to edit the content type that we just created. So we're going to open that content type. We're going to open the field. And here in field variables, we need to add a key and a value. The value is the JSON code that we just copied, and the field is custom blocks. We can save here, we can close this one and go back to my content. And now if I create a new piece of content, you're going to see here that I have the add button that we create in the extension. And if I click it, it adds the hello world block that we create in the custom node file. And this is it. This is pretty much all you need to do to create and add extensions to dotCMS from remote sources. But there is one more thing that I want to show you. Here in the block editor field, if you type slash, or if you click this plus sign button, you're going to get this suggestion menu that is basically like a shortcut to add different blocks. Turns out that we allowed you to create items inside this suggestion menu. In order to do that, let's go back to the code, and we need to modify this JSON object by adding the actions property. And in this action property is actually an array of objects because you can add more than one action. And it needs 3 properties. The command, which is the name of the command that we're going to execute, that we actually created here in the block or in the custom node. We also have the menu label, which is the one that is going to show in the suggestion menu. And we got an icon, which is just a string. And these strings are coming for the Google font icons. So you can go to the Google Fonts website and search for whatever icons you want. I'm going to copy all this. I'm going to go back to dotCMS. And let me go again to the schema content type. And we're going to edit the content type, my content. And we need to edit the block. And in the field variables, we're going to update to this content that have the new actions. Let's go back to the content and let's add a new content here. And now if I type slash, you can see that you have a new option here, which is hello world. And if you click it, it will add your custom block. And now that's it. This is the way that you can add remote extensions, add items in the menu, and extend further the functionality of the block editor of dotCMS. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment, and we'll be more than glad to answer all of them. Thank you very much and have a great day.